What's going on, everybody? Rue back here, and it is time. The day has come. We are here. Terrifier 2. Do you know how many years in the making I've been waiting to see this movie? You know how many years, how many months it has been? And tonight is the night I'm going to go see it. It's opening night. Well, actually, it's opening night here. Opening night in New York was last night. I'm so super stoked about this movie. Any of you guys who have been following Rue TV for the past 2 years know that there has been a couple of Terrifier 2 themed videos over the past couple years. Had an interview with Art the Clown himself, David Howard Thornton. You know what? I'll put the link in the description for that interview. And of course, last summer, well, not last summer, but last year, interview with the other lead in the movie, LaVera, from Philly, the very talented. Link also in the description. Right after I get done, because I'm not at the movies right now. I don't know if you Philly people know that where I'm at. You can tell right there. Gas over there. And yeah, I'm at Wawa, because who's gonna buy snacks at a movie? Come on, you gotta save a couple bucks and you go to Wawa. I should have went to the dollar store, but I don't have enough time to do that. Lauren LaVera's from Philly. She knows, you know. You got a Wawa. I got Red Bull. I got some, you know, you gotta, if you're going to see Terrifier, you gotta get some Sour Patch Kids and an Oreo Cowtail. You know, because you get the sugar-free Red Bull and the sugar-laden other shit. As soon as I get out, I'm gonna do an in-car review, or maybe outside, inside or outside, I don't know. I'm gonna give my immediate reaction to this 2 hour and 19 minutes, I think it's 2 hour, 20 minutes. All right, let's go.
It's actually not a movie.
I don't know anything.
Do you think I'm an idiot?
But really, just a commercial.
Bubbly sparkling water. In the event of an emergency, please walk to the nearest exit. Exits are located in the front and rear of the auditorium.
Food's a little funny at the Clown Cafe. Food's a little funny at the Clown Cafe. Food's a little funny at the Clown Cafe. Hey, damn it that I love this movie. Damn it that I love this movie. Damien, unbelievable. Unbelievable. I'm going to start off the bat right here with listen to my voice right now, and I'm pretty mellow. Listen to the annoying tone of my voice right now. This is how much I love this movie. I can't remember a time when a sequel clearly eclipsed the original in every way imaginable. Every single way. I enjoyed this thing so immensely, and it was so well done. Damien Leone did such a great job. Is it Leone or Leone? Leone, regardless. He's Italian, I'm Italian. We love it. I talked to Damien about this movie. We had a good conversation last spring, well, not spring of 2021 in Oaks, PA. And he kind of, without giving any spoilers, prepped me for what was about to happen. You know, prepped me for this movie. You know, David Howard Thornton, Rue TV alum, Art the Clown, prepped me and basically, you know, didn't give me any spoilers. You can watch the show yourself. He knew that this was going to be something that the fans would eat up and just love. My God, when I had Lauren on the show, I did not expect, with Lauren LaVera, I did not expect that performance. This movie was shouldered by, of course, David too, but without Lauren LaVera in this movie, it does not score as high as I'm going to give it. Lauren did for such an I don't want to say inexperienced. That's a bad word, because she is experienced, but for an acting gig so early in her career, she nailed it as Sienna. You need to watch her performance in this, to the point where sometimes when she's acting out, and this is no discredit to the casting, the other actors and actresses in the movie, but Lauren is so head and shoulders above that you can just see the drastic difference, and nobody's bad in it. Everybody does a fine job of acting, but Lauren is on another level. This movie, Damien, when I'm talking about gore, okay? Now, and again, I'm not the what draws me into movies like this is not the gore. It's the scares, it's the creepiness, it's the story, it's the characters. But I can appreciate good practical effects. You will not find another horror movie in modern times, okay? I'm talking about the past 2 decades, we'll say, maybe even longer, like this movie. The practical effects, the time that it went into, if you know how it works, you know, I just know the tediousness and the art that goes in, pardon the pun, the art that goes into, you know, what Damien and Phil, I believe the other FX guy, Phil Falcone, I think his name is, unbelievable. Mixed in a little bit of CGI. Majority of this was practical effects. Unreal. You want to talk 80s. 80s. This is bringing the 80s back, but making it new again. This isn't like, oh, it's this little nostalgia trip of the 80s. No, Damien brought an 80s style to 2022, and he made it his own, and no one is going to rival this. You see everything. Now, we're living in an age of horror where you don't see much. Sometimes that's good. Sometimes that is better when you leave a little to the imagination. Sometimes our effed up brains are a little bit creepier, a little bit scarier than what we can actually see on the screen. So what we can visualize in our head sometimes is even more scary. And we live in an era of movies, of horror movies, where we don't see everything. In his movie, you see everything. And Damien gives you everything. And Art the Clown is 10 times the Art the Clown that he is in part 1. The story is there. The characters are there. The protagonist, like I said, Lauren is fantastic. Sienna is fantastic. Like, nails it out of the park. Neve Campbell Scream vibes. You know, no offense to Neve Campbell, but I think Sienna is more of a badass character than Neve or Sydney. That's the vibe that I got from her. Just so fantastic. The atmosphere, the shots, the environments, you know, just one of the best dream sequences in a movie. I will say I got vibes of Nightmare on Elm Street, Freddy Krueger, not only from that, but you know, as Art's character progresses a little bit and evolves a little bit, I'm seeing elements of Freddy Krueger in Art. You could go as far as saying that Art the Clown is the new Freddy Krueger of horror cinema. But that dream sequence was off the page. It just kept snowballing. Shout out to Elliot, Little Punk People, who did a phenomenal job as Sienna's brother. Great job. You know, that's again, very, when he filmed this, very, very young in his career, very early on in his career. So it's a very tough thing to pull off. He had, you know, he was in most scenes, and that is a really tough thing. So props to Elliot, his dad, Justin. I've talked to both of them. They're super nice guys. I don't know, it felt like a family, family, I don't know. The character development, I felt was very good, especially for Sienna. And this is where I'm going to say, you know, this movie is getting a little bit of criticism. This movie is saying, you know, a lot of people are saying this movie is too long. It's 2 hours and 20 minutes. It's for this type of movie, this is nowhere near where it should be. It should have been cut down to an hour and a half max. I disagree. And part of the reason why I enjoyed this movie so much is because it was over 2 hours, and scenes were allowed time to build. Characters were allowed time to breathe. Moments were allowed time to breathe. Nothing felt rushed. This didn't fit. If my camera is vibrating, it's because my car is on. The time, this director's cut allowed for the plot, the narrative to develop. It allowed us to care about these characters, and it all culminates in a final scene. And it didn't feel long to me. It didn't feel, I enjoyed it. So I think for people who didn't enjoy it, who don't enjoy it as much, maybe it could have dragged on, but I enjoyed this friggin' thing so much that it did not feel like a 2 hour and 20 minute movie. And again, I just talked about the culmination. This, another tie to my life that I didn't know, but I think someone told me. I just might have slipped my head. It might have even been in one of the interviews with David or Lauren. I don't remember. But the main scene, I'm trying to not give stuff away, but the main scene in this movie, the end, the last, half an hour, takes place in Fright Factory, Philadelphia. I've been there 3 times in the past 4 years. Fright Factory, Philadelphia is one of the most famous haunts in Philly. It's a fantastic, check it out. It's right near the ECW Arena on, I believe, is it on Swanson or Rittner? Swanson, I think. You got to go there. Now that I know, and I'm looking at scenes in this and remembering walking through the scenes, and it doesn't look indie. I mean, you're saying like, oh man, really, Rue? The final scene in this thing is shot in Philly at a haunt, dude. It looks legit, and I'm not talking about, no disrespect to indie filmmaking, but a lot of times it looks low budget and cheesy. This look for a fan supported movie, fan funded. I don't know how much extra on top of that was pumped into it. It looked beautiful on the big screen. Did not look low budget. Fright Factory looked fantastic. I want to go there tomorrow. I got tickets to another haunt. I want to cancel that and go to Fright Factory just because I just saw that and got the vibes of that haunt. I love it. And so props to the people of Fright Factory for letting everyone film in there. Fantastic. Man, what more can I say about this movie? Any complaints? Even the supporting characters did a great job. I think, as per a lot of times with smaller indie movies, certain actors and actresses might not react in the way they should react if terror and horror were happening all around them. That's one of my biggest gripes about a lot of movies. I kind of, but you go into movies like this kind of expecting that. Not bad, but not as realistic as you thought it would be, especially when they're working opposite someone like Sienna or Lauren, who is like nailing it out of the ballpark realistic. I mean, and her reactions, the way she sells, the way she just makes you believe every emotion is unbelievable. And for somebody that young, and it's fantastic. And I'm kissing Lauren's ass a lot. I'm sorry if you're watching this, Lauren. I'm just being honest. You did an awesome job. I don't know if Damien could have cast anybody more perfect in this role. And of course, this movie doesn't work without David Howard Thornton as Art the Clown. I don't know, call me sick, call me depraved, but I was giggling through certain. I mean, of course, as you know, when Art, some of the kills, he has some charismatic, comedic mannerisms about him. Old school mime, old school comedy kind of mime. I was the only one giggling in this. The theater was pretty people in there, and I was the only one giggling. I kind of felt bad, but certain parts, but. David is a pro. He's a genius. Deserves to play the Joker. I'll go as far as to tell you that much. Guy deserves to play the Joker in a film, in a DC film. That's for damn sure. No disrespect to Joaquin Phoenix. I love him too. But I know David didn't care for him because well, that's a whole other story. Just watch the video. Watch our interview. It's in the description. So. Without giving any other spoilers, let me see what else I can tell you guys and girls, man. I mean, this was a Halloween movie. If you wanted a Halloween movie, this is it. Like, this is the one. Like, I'm gonna be watching. I don't know. This one might finally make me shelve part 1, and I watch Terrifier 1 usually every Halloween. It's probably gonna make me shelve it because this is a rewatcher, and you know me. The true test of a good horror movie is, do you want to rewatch it? Do you want to revisit it? Do you want to check it out again? Yes. I know a lot of people say this is such a fun watch. It's such an easy watch. That's why I'm kind of like, whatever about people who say it's too long. It's if the subject matter was, I don't know, some sort of boring biopic of somebody from 1932, yeah, that's too long. But it's Terrifier. 2 hours and 20 minutes is not too long for Terrifier, especially considering the job that Damien did. Fantastic. I'm going to stop talking right now. You want a good Halloween movie, you go see this. I think it's going to be streaming on Shudder soon, so get Shudder. It's very cheap. to get a subscription to that. I think you can even get a free trial of it if you haven't gotten the free trial yet. So check it out on Shudder very soon. This is probably the most fun I've had watching a horror movie in a long ass time. And I know I'm speaking in generalities, but there's a lot. There's a character in this that was not spoiled in the trailer, and to my knowledge has not been spoiled on the internet yet, but works so very closely with art in this movie. And okay, I'll still keep it spoiler free. He or she, unreal, creepy, unreal, just beyond. This person and this role couldn't have played it any better. And again, if you watch it, you'll know early on what I'm talking about. The story itself really tied together. I did think it ended a little abruptly, which is weird because it's a long ass movie. I probably would have maybe that final scene, if Damien, you're still hanging out here watching this this review, I would have let it breathe a little bit longer, I think. But there is a post-credit scene featuring a current AEW star, former WWE star. I think people know by now, they did spill beans. Chris Jericho is in a post-credit scene, and it's not a throwaway post-credit scene. It's a very, very good post-credit scene that sets up potentially something. I'm not going to say for sure, but potentially it could possibly set up something, but you don't know for sure. But it was a very well done post-credit, very meaningful. Everything Damien does means something, and nothing is throwaway. In a world where we see movies like this where it's just like forgettable. I'm grab coffee or a snack on the way home. It's like, oh, I don't remember that. You're going to remember everything in this movie, and it's going to stick with you, and you're going to love it. That's my review. Out of 5 stars, I'm going to give it 5 out of 5. You have to remember, one thing that put it over the top is I can't even imagine. I don't know what, Godfather 2. Not to compare these two movies as similarities as they're not, but I can't remember a sequel which I enjoyed more than the original. Well, maybe, I don't know, Devil's Rejects and House of a Thousand Corpses were 2 different types of movies. This is a similar movie to Terrifier, but it is better in every way. Production value, character, acting, everything. It's just fantastic. I've talked for too long. Go see the movie. Happy Halloween. I got a lot of stuff to film coming up. Thanks, guys, for tuning in. That was a damn horror movie.